Well, hello, it is me, Brandon. We are here for personal tangent mental health talk number, I guess, three, right? Sure, we'll call it three. I think it's three. I've had an intake session this week, so I've actually talked to a real mental health professional for a good hour and a half, long talk, assessing exactly what I need, exactly which program is going to work best for me. And that's good. I start this week. So yeah, this week I actually go to an in-person session on Wednesday, and then Wednesday night I begin group sessions, and it's gonna be like intensive, like 4 days a week for the first 3 weeks. I have these like 2 hour long group sessions every single night. So yay. After that, I guess it reduces down to a few days a week, and then later on it reduces down to just 1 day a week. But I'm gonna try to do the best I can to go through this whole process. It is specifically like an addiction recovery kind of thing, and that's what I'm working through. So I am sober. I've no alcohol for what 15, 12 years, over 10 years, no alcohol, no nicotine for probably I want to say 6 years, 6 or 7, no nicotine. And then now I'm getting rid of the final addiction, other than sugar. Sugar is probably the addiction I'm not going to get rid of. I realize that one's a little bit too ingrained in my biology. Like my body is so used to the sugar, can't mess with that. But this one's been fun in that like I've stripped it away. I feel better. It's weird because now that I'm taking my medicine, I'm on it for a couple of weeks now, I can actually feel the difference. Like it's like a dopamine serotonin thing, right? Where I can feel happy, random, like a different kind of happy. I don't know how to put it. I wish I had the right words for this. I really don't. It's like just a few days ago, I was like sitting in this room actually, and I just had this moment where I felt very at peace, very happy with things. And that's a weird feeling. I'm gonna be honest, I don't normally feel that way. I'm normally, not that I'm unhappy, I'm really not depressed. It turns out, so my issue is anxiety. No, I don't have depression, okay? Don't have it. Turns out I can get depressed, but I don't have depression. I'm not bipolar, okay? I just have a little bit of anxiety, specifically involving removing an addiction and, moving across the country, and just in general social anxiety, which is odd, right? I do these videos and yet I have social anxiety. How weird is that? But I do. It's strange. It might be a little bit tied into some autism, a little bit ADHD, I guess. But it's all in there. This medicine is doing something to me. It's legitimately helping me feel more comfortable and actual genuine happiness that's not coming from a chemical, or at least not one that is I'm ingesting. So, and I've noticed this a few times the last few weeks where just little things I felt happy about, and it used to not. I don't know. I didn't used to feel that way. And again, not that I was depressed, but I wasn't feeling happiness over certain things. And it's simple stuff like my praying mantis is out in the backyard. I went out there and I was guarding the garden, and he was still there. I accidentally got him wet, and he like jumped up on top of a leaf, and he looked at me like, "What the hell, man?" And I was like, "I didn't know you were still here. He hides. I didn't see him." And it made me so happy that like he looked at me like he remembered me. He's like looking at me like, "Hey, we had a deal. You're not supposed to get me wet, man. What the heck?" And it that made me happy. The fact that like, oh, he remembered me. But I remembered him, obviously. I just didn't know he was still there. I thought he had moved on with his life, but he's still there. So that made me happy. Just the idea that he's still living there, that he's chosen to remain in my little garden, I don't know, that makes me happy. It like brings joy to my heart, And then anytime I get a postcard from somebody or a letter from somebody, that makes me happy. That's always made me happy, but like it's a different feeling. It hits. It really hits now. So, send me something. Find my P.O. box on my other videos and send me something, because like I will always write back, and I will always include something, a crystal, stickers, a tarot card, or a box of tarot cards if you want one. I have a lot of random stuff I can include. I also have just purchased a very large amount of crystals to replenish my supply, more than I should have. I have an annual crystal buying pattern. Once a year, I will acquire a bunch of crystals, and that forces me to give more away, right? So, if you want crystals, ask, I guess. So everything's good. The one thing I will say about sobriety is without this my addiction that I've had is mainly a boredom addiction. When I'm bored, I go to this addiction because I'm like, I'm bored. I'm going to go do this. Well, I don't have it. I got rid of everything. All the things that are tied to this addiction are not in this house anymore. Gone, thrown away. The trash came out this week. They took it. I can't even dig it out the trash can. It done gone. So I can't. Even if I wanted to, I didn't trust myself to have it in the house. Similar to alcohol, like I don't trust myself to have alcohol in the house because if I go through kind of just a stressful moment, I might give in. So I don't have alcohol in my house, and I don't actually allow alcohol in my house. Fun fact. So if you come over to visit me, don't bring alcohol. And if you think you're gonna have alcohol here, you ain't. I will give you anything else. I will give you soda, water, Izzy drinks, tea, whatever. But if you expect to be served a beer in this house, you are at the wrong house. This is an alcohol-free house. It has to be that way vibrationally. It has to be. And now it's a all things free house. So yeah, no known chemicals that can alter the state of a human brain, except for I guess, caffeine and sugar. I'm not quitting caffeine. That's too hard. One caffeinated drink every day. I don't drink coffee, but I drink Coca-Cola. One caffeinated drink every day is all I need, but can't quit that. And I'm not quitting sugar. I need sugar. Sugar is too important. It's like literally too important. The only thing I've noticed though, so far, the negative of all this is that I am not sleeping like much, if at all. Like it's just hard. I'm not falling asleep very well. I'm not staying asleep very long. And I'm just getting to the point where it's like 5 a.m. and I'm like, I'm tired of just laying here thinking I'm just gonna get up and do stuff. So I'm feeling a little bit of this sleep deprivation starting to creep up on me. I need 6 hours of sleep a night. It doesn't have to be solid. It could be 4 hours of solid sleep with an hour on each side of, grogginess. But I need that. And I have not had that since removing this addiction because this addiction was what was, honestly, it was affecting my appetite and it was affecting my sleep. So those two things, my appetite has changed so much that my ring does not even fit anymore. My ring is falling off. This ring is also just falling. Look, they didn't used to just slide off like that. I've lost weight from my fingers. I've lost weight from my whole body. But just quitting this addiction has turned off my appetite and I've lost weight. So that's a thing. And I'm not sleeping. So that's a thing. So those are the two things that I'm concerned about, unfortunately, because those were my expected side effects. I knew that the whole purpose of that addiction, back when I was younger and got into it, was appetite and sleep. And so removing the addiction is making it very hard to get back to that normal rhythm of sleep and very, very hard to even have an appetite. Like, to even think about food is like I'm having to actually set reminder on my phone by 3 o'clock. Remind me if I haven't eaten yet, eat something. I know it's silly that I have to remind myself, but I do. So that's fun. That's it. That's overall though, mental health is in a way better place now than it was in the past. And we're heading in the right direction. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited for what this week is going to hold. It's definitely going to be a good week, productive week, and I'm looking forward to it. So more to come. Thank you for watching. Anybody who does watch, I appreciate you. Watch my other videos. Obviously, I have the 1 card a day, the pick a card. We have our lovely conversation corner where we talk about my whole process of moving to another place. And then we have my new video game series where I play a video game. And surprisingly, that is the only video that I watch. I don't watch my videos. I really don't. But I watch that video game. It's RimWorld. It's a fun game. I've watched every one of mine. I think I've done 15 now, 15 or 16. I have watched every one of them more than once. In fact, more than half of the views on these videos are mine. And I'm only getting about 6 or 7 people watching, and really 4 of them is me. So it's me and maybe one other person who's watching these videos, at least for the video game ones. But that's okay. It's the first time I've made something that I would watch. And it's funny that it's the one video that I put up that nobody watches. So I find that interesting. But it's only on YouTube. That's probably the other thing, is that it's a YouTube exclusive. I do not put those videos on TikTok or Instagram or RedNote. They're only on YouTube. And yes, I'm on RedNote. I am on TikTok, Instagram, RedNote, YouTube. Those are my 4 places. So if you're watching me on one of those 4. If not, you're watching me on some of them, on several of them. So thank you for watching. You are appreciated. And I will give another video next week, and we'll see where this goes. So farewell.